We went from a moldy hellhole of a kitchen where everything was just falling apart to a full-on demolition. So join us as we tackle the moldy floor, all the ruts, turn it into something that we can really enjoy and make the perfect kitchen for us in this space. Welcome to my ordinary life, and I hope you guys enjoy our kitchen renovation saga.
Oh, I can see that you aren't subscribed to the Ordinary Army. Why is that? Why? I'm just curious. Because you know, if you do press the subscribe button, hit that like hand, and the notification bell, you are officially part of the coolest YouTube channel on the internet. Don't you want to be part of the Ordinary Army? I think you do. So you know what to do. Go do all that stuff and hit the comment section down below. Let's chat about it. Join the army. You know what to do. This is our new countertop. It has this really cool finish to it. I don't know if you can see it, but it looks like wood. So it's not real wood, it is laminate, but now we can start to see it really coming together. Yes! This is the first of the two countertops we have. So the right on my shoulder over here, right there is where the sink is gonna be. So we're gonna have to cut a hole for that. And over here, we need another countertop to cut a hole into that so we can actually fit in the rest of the stuff. So things are starting to come together. It's really exciting.
We actually did go in and switch around some of the cabinets here because for us it just made more sense that the drawer cabinet was actually where we're locating it now, and having another cabinet with just basic shelving units in it. Because in the middle, the one that we're working on right now, there was these swivel thingies that it used to be a corner cabinet where you had these swivel things and then you could swing it out and have stuff on it. But we're actually going to reallocate this particular cabinet to make it into one big cabinet where underneath there's storage, and we have our induction hub, which of course has the exhaustion fan built into it, which means we actually have to have some extra space underneath the cabinet to house the exhaustion fan, piping, and all that work. So that's what we did here and really tried to make everything look good, but it was a workout.
This was the next big thing. We have these cabinets in place. Now they just need to be screwed into the base, which is fairly easy. This is the cable for the induction hub and the oven. And it is actually hooked onto it because it's the same cable that runs to the fridge, and Martin just got electrocuted from it. He's okay. Nobody likes to be electrocuted. It was a bit funny, to be honest. But now that we have these in place, we had to switch these around. So now the cabinet with all the drawers is actually on the end. And over here in the corner, we're gonna have just a basic cabinet door that opens up. There's gonna be a cabinet door on this, and we're gonna put in a nice door front on this part as well. I have this over here. I've cut this from, again, the old countertop that came with the kitchen. I've cut this. We need to put that on top of where the drawers are, so we can put another cabinet on top of that, and we can start to really see everything taking shape here. So Next thing for me to do is screw these into place, cut the countertop for the rest of this area, and put in the cabinets so we can get the oven into place. This is the base on which the other cabinet is gonna stand, so we can get the oven into a nice height. It is a bit too far out compared to what we need it to, so I'm just gonna put this in and cut it down to size so it actually is flush with the rest of the cabinets, and it's gonna look really nice. This is cut to size. Now we just need to screw this into the cabinet, and then we can get the other cabinet on top. Jeg har lige brug for, at du presser ned. Pres ned så hårdt du kan. This is where the oven goes. It is really starting to look like something. It's also starting to get kind of late, which means that the last thing I'm gonna do today is screw this in, get the new oven into place, cut out for the countertop over here, and then we're done for today. That's not going anywhere. Let's try and get the oven inside of it. Ah, yes, baby. Look at that. Ah, she's beautiful. This is our new oven. Woo-wee! Yes, baby. So the next thing that we're gonna do today is we're gonna put the countertop over there. That's the last thing for today. I feel like we deserved a break because we've accomplished a lot today. So countertop, new oven. Mwah. I mean, it fits like a damn glove. Yeah, that's it for today's work. We will see you guys tomorrow. So pretty. So pretty. Mwah. New day, new task. Today, I just got home from work a little while ago, and that's why I'm still in my work clothes. But today we're gonna fit in the sink, but we're gonna fit it into the countertop. So for me to do that, I have to do some measurements, which is it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna start measuring, and then we're gonna cut out into the countertop. And after that, we're gonna do the plumbing. We have the countertop going up against here, so it's gonna be a nice moment. But let's do some measuring, and then we're gonna do some sawing. So as you guys can see, this is where we need to cut into. So these two cabinets, so this one here and this one I'm leaning against, these actually join together. And because the sink is so wide, I need to cut into this, so cut down on either side here, the depth of the sink, so it actually fits and we can actually start installing this. So let's measure out for that now.
After all the measurements, we started to cut down. So as I explained before, we needed to cut down into the base of these cabinets because we actually need the sink to go over both of them. Now, the problem with that was that this sink is also a lot deeper than a standard sink because I wanted the new sink to be both deep and also wide compared to the standard measurements that you find around homes here in Scandinavia. So we actually had to saw down into these two cabinets, and then we had to cut down across as well, and we had to remove a little bit of the support beams that went across so that we actually had enough room to get the sink down into place. And after a bit of back and forth and trying to find the right tools, we actually, because again, as you can see, there's piping everywhere. So it was also about not cutting into the pipes. We had no room for error here because we didn't want to go out and invest in new pipes. The piping for the faucet as well, we didn't want that to be ruined. So it was just about, you know, doing what we could do to actually make sure that none of the essential things were harmed in the process. So now that that was cut out, I also did the measurements on the countertop, and that actually turned out really, really great. There was a slight error, so I did cut it initially a bit smaller than I probably would have had to, but honestly I was a little bit afraid that I was going to cut too big of a hole, because that would mean that we would have to go out and invest in a completely new countertop, and that was just not something that I was willing to do. So in my mind I was like, I cut it a bit smaller because then we have a margin of error, then we can always remove a little more if needed. But overall, it was a really, really easy, satisfying thing to do. And once you actually start to see that the stuff is just really getting in there and getting into place, it was just so cool. So actually, after the hole for the sink was out, I saw that we needed to cut a little bit more of the cabinets sides for actually the sink to be able to fit in. But once that was done, it basically was just the best fit. A little bit more of the edge, and then we could put it down into place. But again, this is why I cut it the way that I cut it, because there was a bit of a small margin of error. But after I did those little adjustments, the sink just slid into place and it looked so beautiful. And I'm so happy with the sink as well. Overall, really, really cool experience. And when you do it yourself, it just makes it that much more special.
The sink is now into place and it's looking so beautiful. We're really starting to feel like we can actually see a kitchen here again. Again, I haven't done anything like this before, so it was a bit trial and error, but it is totally flush. I haven't glued it down with silicone yet, but it is flush. It's within the lines that I drew, a little off, but it's still nice and snug on here, and it's the exact same width from either end to the end of the countertop. So what I'm gonna do now is I have asked for help, because I'm not shy to ask for help when there's something that I just don't know how to do, and that is the plumbing aspect of it. So I have asked my brother-in-law Michael to come help out with that, and hopefully we can get this sink working tonight or tomorrow. Okay, we now need to drill hole for our water spout so we can get this up through the countertop here. So let's do that so we can start fitting some stuff. Alrighty, there's now a hole for the spouts. So I actually need to disconnect the water so we can fit the spout. Then we can fit the sink with the silicone, and then hopefully we can get the water to work. So let's go turn off the water. You guys need to promise that you won't laugh at me because I've never done anything like this before, but I am up for a challenge. Loosen these so we can, there's the water. Yeah, that's good, that's great, thank you. So I need to loosen these so we can actually get the spout into place. I just talked to my lifeline, Michael, and we need to also put the sink into place today, so that's exciting. So he can come and fix the plumbing tomorrow. We now have our beautiful water spout into place. It is securely on there, which is good. And I talked to Michael, so I actually need to glue this down with the silicone glue, glue the sink into place, and then he can come tomorrow to fix the pipes and drainage and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and do that next. And we're gonna put something really heavy on top so it's actually nice and pressure down. Put it down. Wow. God, this is heavy. Let's just put it down and put it into place, and then put something heavy on top. So we have these bags, and these should be able to hold the sink down with enough weight. And the last one. There we go. Now we just need to let this dry for about 12 hours. And then tomorrow, Michael is gonna fix the pipage underneath. And then we have installed a sink for the very first time. How exciting. Ja, kijk, kookvaar. Nou, let's go. Ja, men det är Sån. Sån där. Sån där, yeah. Put it down. Down. Fuck's sake. It's beautiful. Hi everybody, welcome to another day of our ordinary life. This is gonna be the last day of this vlog with the kitchen. We have another countertop section here that we've just cut to size. Apparently Martin can't measure for shit. So these countertops are 300 millimeters or 3 meters. And we needed 2 meters and 33 centimeters, which in his mind was 2 meters and 67 centimeters. So we got it in here, as you saw before. We couldn't get it up and I was like, it's too long. So yeah, we just measured. Let's get this into place, and I think you guys are gonna see the vision very soon. Just needed a good push. Yeah, there we go. So now that we have this up against the wall, it looks thick, by the way. Then we can press this in against the wall, or screw it into the wall, into the cabinet. And also Michael has been through today. So the oven freaking works. It's starting to come together, everybody. So we're just gonna fix this so we can push it all the way into the wall. Then we're gonna go on to the next thing, which is to get the induction hub onto the base and onto the countertops as well. So let's go do that. Up here, we've just, I don't know if you guys can see it, right here, we've just measured where we need to put our countertop base into the wall. So we're We're gonna try and cut that out so we can just slide it in and it can get as close to the wall as possible. So I'm just gonna cut that now.
You can smell that it's basically just burning.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Ah, this house, it sucks me so dry. It's not funny. We did it, yay! Let's slide this into place, shall we? Sliding into the DMs, be like, yes! Oh my God, it looks so good. Next thing we need to do, now that this is just perfect, we need to screw this onto the side cabinets, and then we can move on to the next task. One thing you often don't see when renovating is the mess. There's so much garbage here. It's just tons of wood that is either too old or decaying. And we of course are gonna reuse all of it because we can use it in our fireplace. So that's what we're doing now, but there's just always, when anything related to renovation is involved, there's always a lot of garbage. So right now, me and Martin are actually cutting it all down so it doesn't lay out in the rain. So there's gonna be a little time lapse of that now. We actually made quite some good progress. Remember how big the pile was? Yeah, this is all that's left, and this needs to go to the recycling center so we can get rid of it. This is not something that we can burn. This is just trash, a lot of, you know, electrical things, wood that's not allowed to be burned. So yeah, and over there is some more trash. I'm not gonna get to the induction hub today, but that will be for the next part of this series where we renovate the kitchen. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode, and I did notice that you're not subscribed. I'm a bit confused about that, so why not join the ordinary army? And once you're down there, hitting that subscribe button with force that is unmatched by any mouse clicker in the world, click that notification bell as well and the like button, and go down in the comment section. What do you think about this project? Do you think it's coming along nicely? Yeah, let's chat down below. But I want to say thank you so much for watching, and remember, you can always be part of the ordinary army, and if not, just enjoy my ordinary life. And with that being said, remember to stay ordinary, because being ordinary is fucking awesome. Bye everybody.